Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi and hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss one more question on central limit theorem, right? So now just let's quickly understand that what does the question says to us. So the question says, suppose that a market research analyst for a cell phone company conducts a study of their customers who exceed the time allowance included on their basic cell phone contract. The analyst finds that for those people who exceed the time included in their basic contract, the excess time used follows an experimental distribution with a mean of 22 minutes. So here I am just given this thing that is mean of 22 minutes, right? Now there are three sub parts for this particular question. Okay, these are the three parts. Firstly, let's not go into that thing because like before going into that thing also we have several things to include here, right? We have several things to write, so just quickly write those things. So yeah, here I would just start writing the solution, and here in this question I basically missed one line, so I would just write that line first here. Okay, so here I would just write, consider a random sample of 80 customers. Okay, so here I just forgot to put that line. So I'm just writing that. So of 80 customers who exceed the time allowance included in the basic cell phone contract. Okay, in the basic cell phone contract. Okay, fine. So basically it is saying, consider random sample of 80 customers who exceed the time allowance included in the basic cell phone contract. Okay, this was a line which I just missed with a question. Okay. Now from the question I have mean of 22 minutes, right? And even I have the random sample of 80. Now from these data which we are having right now, what we can just conclude, what are the things which we can just add on here. Okay, let's quickly see that. So here what I'm just gonna do, I'm just gonna take let x is equal to the excess time used by one individual. Now just listen to this word very carefully, that is one individual. Okay, let x is equal to the excess time used by one individual cell phone customer who exceeds his contract time allowance. Okay, who exceeds his contract time allowance. Okay, so this is the idea about this, what I just taken a variable that is x, and I said let x is equal to the excess time used by one individual. Now this individual is a very important word which you should keep here in mind. Okay, one individual cell phone customer who exceeds its contract time allowance. Okay, this is okay. Now what I would just write from here, I can just write several lines, several things from here. So I will be writing, let capital X, where capital X is approximately equal to exponent of 1 by 22. Now basically what is this? So we have already seen this in the previous videos, right? We have seen that basically what is this. So I'm just not going to explain this to you right now. So what was the mu? So mu is 22, and even the standard deviation is also 22. Fine. Now that is okay. Now what I can I can just more write here. So here I can just say let x bar. Now let x bar is one more variable. Okay, so I've just taken one more here. So let x bar is equal to the mean excess time used by a sample of n is equal to 80 customers. Okay, n is equal to 80 customers who exceeded their contracted And let me just go down so that it is like visible to you also clearly who exceeded their contracted time allowance. Okay, time allowance. So from that, what we can just say, we can say x bar is approximately equal to capital N, in bracket it is 22 comma 22 by under root of 80, right? By the, now from where I can just say this thing, so by the CLT, central limit theorem for sample means, okay, for sample means. Okay, now this is the like whole idea about this, like the question which you are having. This is the whole about idea about that question. Now, what is the next motto which we need to follow here is that, and next is that I have several parts in this question, right? I just need to solve that parts. So A, B, and C. These are the three parts which I am having here. Okay. Now, what my first part says to me, it says find the probability that the mean access time used by the 80 customers in the sample is longer than 20 minutes. This is asking us to find probability of x bar greater than 20. Now, what x bar have we taken? We have taken the x bar as the mean access time used by a sample of n is equal to 80 customer who exceeded their contracted time allowance, right? So it is asking you to find the probability that x bar is greater than 20. Okay, now from which we will find, so we will be using the central limit theorem for finding this one. Okay, so in that case I would be using the central limit theorem. So here I would just write problem number 1. Okay, so and what I need to find is that I would just write here, I need to find probability of x bar greater than 20. Fine. Now, how to just find a probability for x bar greater than 20? This thing we have already seen, right? You all are very much familiar with that thing. So I'm not just not going to solve the whole question here. I would just write the final answer, and you can just like match that answer from your question, from your answers, whichever you are getting. Okay, so it is 0.7919. Okay, and if I just write here using normal CDF, we have already seen one question like this, right, previously, using normal CDF. So in bracket I would be including 20 comma, okay, let's not go into, okay, I'm sorry, let's not go into normal CDF for now. First, just let me quickly make that graph with, okay, I will just remove it for a while here, just remove this. Fine. And here I would just take the red color. Find the probability of x bar greater than 20, and this is the one. This is the thing. Now from here, what I can just write? I can just write the probability is 0.7919 that the mean access time used used is not true. I will just remove it. Okay, I will just not use the erase right now because like let's not use that. I'm just writing access time used is more than 20 minutes. Okay, more than 20 minutes for a sample of 80 customers. For a sample of 80 customers who exceeded their contracted and I will just come down time allowance. Now, if I just want to make the graph for the same thing, then how I'm going to just do that thing? So you all basically know that thing very clearly, that how we just do that thing, do the graph, like how we just make the graph. So I would just show that thing once more and I'll just make that graph once more here. So straight line, and then what I'm just left with, I need to make this bell shaped. Okay, and now here I would just give some several points. Let's say this is 20. Okay, this is 22, and this is the probability that x bar is greater than 20, and I would just like color that part here so that you can just get a proper idea that okay, this is the part for which we were taking out the things. Okay, so I would just like color it for a while here, and yeah, so that is now okay. So I hope you just got the idea that basically how you can just solve the question in this. Okay, now, basically, this is how you just solve the questions in this probability and in this for the central limit theorem. Okay, this is the proper question for for using the central limit theorem for mean samples. So here we have seen for the mean samples, right? Further, we have two more subparts. So in that we can just see for the sums and all that things. But I hope you just got the idea that how these questions are solved, right? And basically how to apply, how to like approach for these, how to solve these things. So I would just repeat it that consider a random sample of 80 customers who exceed the time allowance included in the basic cell phone contract. Let X is equal to the excess time used by one individual cell phone customer who exceeds its contract time allowance. Okay. So X is approximately equal to EXP 1 by 22, mu is equal to 22 and sigma is also equal to, and then we have taken X bar equal to N, and then we have just find out the probability, right? So this is like how you just solve the questions for this. Okay, so I hope you got the idea how to solve the questions, right? So this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and take care.